Hey, I'm Dawn Marie Sargent, and this is still True to Blueprint, but True to Blueprint's going to get kind of crazy, okay? The other things in my life, right now it's all Led Zeppelin and hockey, and believe me, if I had a choice between those two, hockey would be all I would really think about or talk about. But I decided that made me too narrow and maybe a little bit high-strung. Let's call it high-strung, shall we? I apologize for being high-strung. But at the same time, you guys all year, if we don't get defensemen, we're doomed. Oh no, they did this, we're doomed. Oh no, Austin wants to go home, we're doomed. Look, I said we're doomed, and all of a sudden it's a big public crisis. No, it's not, okay? I believed in this. I don't believe in hardly anything except myself and the things I can count on all the time. I don't get expectations. I had expectations, which is against the blueprint. And if they can't live by it, I have to. Now, I'm not saying they're not. We'll talk about my rationalization of how they're living with the blueprint. But they followed a fad for whatever reason, and then I panicked. Neither of those things is permissible. So we both, sort of like, let's just write that one out. If no more mistakes are made, Shanahan, I might be able to forgive you. Will I be able to stop mocking you? Most likely. Okay. But, you're blaming this on Kyle, and I think that's your best strategy right now. And we'll talk about why all that in a second. But first, let's address the fact that a lot of people got upset with me for saying these things, and I would like it all to just go away, because I've been interacting with people in the social media, and I think a lot of people misunderstood. Why would you talk about a dagger of the mind being a particular thing? The whole idea of that is that the thing that will help you is killing you, okay? That was the whole point. Hysteria, expectation, and setting yourself up for disappointment. That was the point. And I'm really sorry if you took it at a very, let's say, thin level and didn't look deeper into that. I'll try not to do that anymore, okay? I'll try, okay? I can't help it. I'm smart. There's nothing you can do about it. You can get me wasted. You can get me stoned. And I'm still smart, okay? And that's, like, I've tried my whole life to get rid of that. There's no way to do it. All right. Now, here's a nice quote from Shakespeare to talk about how we're all going to treat this thing from now on. And do keep this on the tip of your tongue. As you can see, it's on the tip of mine. Apparently, I can't memorize lines anymore. Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done. Okay? And let's leave it there. Let's talk about Tavares. Okay, he's here. I don't have a problem with him. I think I made that clear. My problem was basically you can't bring in a top-line center and replace Austin Matthews, because the kind of greatness that Austin has doesn't allow him to look like a failure, even to the outside. But Babs came right out and said, Tavares will be on the second line. And what a second line that's going to be. I mean, Tavares is going to be on a line with Marner and Zach Hyman. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's like a dream come true. And I am of the understanding that no promises. Of course, you couldn't make promises to Tavares. But basically, they laid out what their plan was. They didn't talk about including him at all. And Kyle gave away the story, because this is how this new Big Bang generation, the Big Bang Theory, they look at things like, you can be more intimidating with honesty if you know what you're doing. Well, God, I gotta love that, okay? I can't hate Kyle for that. And then Kyle comes out and says something no one ever says. If I can't keep Marner, Matthews, and Nylander, if I cannot keep them, that's the core of the youth team. Those are the guys I was worried Tavares would be jeopardizing us from growing together as. He says if he can't sign him, you shouldn't have this job. Well, I don't know, but I think when you hand Shanny a gun and say, under these circumstances, please shoot me, he probably will. Okay, so that gave me the reassurance that they really have a foundation for believing it. Now let's look at the rationalization. Kyle went in there, told the truth, knew that his case was stronger for having a winning, growing organization than anybody else could lay out there. They'd have to do all kinds of couched promises and little hints about how Tavares could just make all their dreams come true, but that's not what Dubas did. Dubas actually managed to land the biggest free agent probably in 20 years. And he did it behind the backs, basically, of all these guys running all these teams with all this experience. They played hockey, don't you know? They played hockey, don't you know? The only way you can really know hockey is if you play hockey. Yeah, baloney, okay? That's crap. And Dubas is probably going to revolutionize the sport. I think it would have been easier not to do this, but maybe he needed to show what kind of weight he had to throw around. And for now, that's what I'm going to believe. All right, the show itself is called Today. The song remains the same. It will not always be a Zeppelin title. This is the last perfunctory Zeppelin title. When Jimmy wrote the name of that, which was only a little infant song on the drawing board, it was to name the movie. That, yeah, Zepp trauma. Now let's not go into it, but the idea was that they were about to change. The song remains the same was announcing kind of a more direct magical approach. Okay, like, I'm not vouching for this. I'm just telling you what the idea was. How the hell am I supposed to know? But when they came out, da, 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 right after that, like, people did think, whoa, who's screwing with me? There's people who still get weird feelings when they listen to that album. I just think, well done, Jimmy. Well done. So, anyway, I think that's about it today. I don't think I was... Oh, defense. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Michael Lantz. I did promise you that, didn't I? Well, the main question here is, will Borgman be there? I believe Borgman holds his fate in his own hands. If he can find a way to be more of the all-around pressure D guy instead of going out of his way to hit people, and it seems like he did get tempered in that a little bit on the Marlies, he could make the team. Don't believe Marty Marinson's going to make the team. I believe Marty Marinson's the kind of guy you give a... You keep him on your farm team so somebody else doesn't get him, because they know he's like smarter than he is able, and that's, you know, I feel for him. Maybe there's someday he will go play somewhere. Now let's talk about Ozhiganov. I love this guy, man. They had to control his cruelty in a league with no fighting, so his penalties in minutes were not amped up by 5-minute majors. Well, unless he was really mean. So, I love this guy. But he also has good skills offensively. Let's just get over that one, okay? I was just reading this guy, Doug Power, and I think it's in Leafs Nation. He and I have had these conversations, and at first, of course, he had to tell me how I couldn't know anything about hockey and go back to my blog, do my video, show my basement. It's not my damn basement. I got 2 bedrooms, and I'm doing a show from both of them. Just wait. Now, but we got to, I think there's a mutual respect there. When he said that Shanahan kind of scared him, I thought, yeah, I like this guy. But anyway, the way we play defense may involve more giveaways, but you got to get over that. It's a giveaway when you try to make a lead pass and somebody else gets it. That's a giveaway, okay? They don't have to come up to you and go, hello, can I have the puck? And you give it to them. And you make it sound like our defensemen do that. They do not. Another thing is, don't sleep on Martin Marincin. He could come up easily, and if Jake Gardiner looks like he's not going to sign by the trade deadline, you never know what's going to happen. I believe Jake will probably stay. He'll probably take a bridge. It's time to win. You don't put all this time in and not win. All right, true to blueprint. It's going to get crazy up in here. We're going to talk about show business. We're going to talk about television shows. We're going to talk about all kinds of rock and roll. We're going to talk about freaky subjects because, you know, once in a while they just go there. And I want to thank RuPaul. To me, RuPaul's one of the greatest influences in life right now. And if him and Babcock were in the same room together, it would surprise me because I secretly think they are each other. They have the same philosophy. But then when you're a drag queen, you can't have all those excuses. Excuses don't convince anybody that you're interesting, entertaining, funny, musical, or a girl when you're a guy, okay? Excuses don't do it. All you have to do is really get into it and sissy that walk. It doesn't mean... I mean, it means what it means, but I mean, it also means commit. You got to totally commit. And now I'm committed to me and Mary. Hello, Mary. Say hi, Mary. Mary's here. And we're going to do this show once a week. Hi, Mary. Yeah, hi, Mary. Right, exactly. And we'll be doing it once a week all summer. Please write what you'd like me to maybe include. I can't always include everything, but it'll still be ostensibly about hockey. But you'd be surprised how many places I see hockey. All right. Wonderful. We're all better now, right? Okay. And John Tavares, please come on my show and yell at me. People would feel really good if you did. All right. I'll be back. I promise.